Hi guys. Oh, terrible day. Well, terrible night actually. I had a really terrible night. I couldn't sleep. Well, I usually have that insomnia, but this time it was a lot. Hang on, I have to look here. This time it was a lot worse. Sweating at night, about 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when, I don't know, maybe the body's temperature naturally rises. I'm not sure, it's too early for cortisol rise. But I think it's the cold, mold, damp house. Because if a house is cold, it can't heat up, right? And it's going to be damp and moldy because of the environment that we're in. It's a really a damp kind of place. Forget about, like, if it was me, I would just jump over onto the grass. No, he has to still keep jogging on the road and have to make me move over. If one of the outside wheels touches the wet mud, I'll be slipping. I might crash into him. Well, I suppose I have to see things from his point of view. If he jumps on the mud, he might slip as well. So, shut up. Yeah. So, people have been telling me, living in a cold, moldy place is a serious thing. It's dangerous, and I'm beginning to realize that. Hey, stupid! She got stuck. She got stuck in the window when I closed it. Naughty. All right, sit down now, Sally. You okay? All right, Sally. Okay, stay there now. Sit down. She was fretting because she couldn't get her neck out. Usually, obviously, it wasn't really hurting her, but she was just fretting because usually, if the window goes up and it touches something, it quickly comes down. So it didn't touch anything. She was just. I closed it a little bit. She was struggling. Anyway, she's okay. You have to have eyes literally in the back of your head with the doggies. This is why I'm sniffling all the time. Yeah, I do make mistakes and I eat sometimes junk food, and people might say, well, if you know you've got these problems, why don't you just stick to a diet? Yeah, I think I have to. But at home you have so many temptations. You have croissants, Nutella, crisps, all junk food, all manner of junk food. And in the evening time, no one's around and no one's watching, right? Apart from yourself. Your own body knows it. Because it rebels. It doesn't like it. So what can you do? So when I'm at my friend's house, I do have those night sweats sometimes if I eat something bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to a diet. A diet that is a low histamine, SIFO friendly diet. For the SIFO, the small intestinal fungal overgrowth, there's a bacteria, like a probiotic that you can take. It's actually, I think, a kind of fungus. It's called the Sac boulardii. I'm not sure if I spell that right, but SACC Sac. That's the short version of the name. It's God knows, saccharide, I don't know. Sac boulardii, and that helps to actually kill the small intestinal fungal overgrowth, the bad fungus. So that's something I'm taking. I'm taking other supplements for my brain, omega-3, enough DHA, about 1,000 milligrams a day, plus lion's mane mushroom, plus APG, I think it's called. It's to increase acetylcholine in the brain. That Seroxan or the Paxil, antidepressant, saps. So vitamin B complex, but not every day because it's too excitatory. It excites the brain too much. So with vitamin B complex, you have to be careful. Not too much of it, just maybe 3 times a week. So some of these supplements you can't really take every day because the brain is healing, the brain is fragile. Some supplements can make you go over, so I don't want to do that. So, yeah. Close these windows, make sure those doggies are there, necks are there. Oh, still. So now, I couldn't take it last night. I just couldn't take the how do you call it? Well, I had to. But it's so disgusting. Like people have said, "Oh, it's so disgusting." That's nothing. You see nothing. In the morning, as I'm waking up, so much mucus comes out. Post-nasal drip is that comes up behind your nose, and you have to let. Well, you're not going to swallow it, are you? Some people do. I'm not swallowing that. And it's just clear mucus, really. It's nothing like when you got a cold and you got that lung custard, that bloody disgusting stuff. When your lungs are inflamed, you've got a bit of inflammation or something going on there. When the weather changes, you have a cough and stuff. It's not that. It's a constant mucus, clear kind of. So I don't know, but that house doesn't help. It's just cold. I woke up in the morning and I touched the wall. It's freezing. The wall is so cold and it's wet because when I've got the heater on, the electric heater, the electric blanket, if my head touches the wall, I feel like static electricity. I put my hand on it, I really feel. I think, wow, it conducts, doesn't it? Because it's water, isn't it? It's liquid. So. Traffic here. Oh goodness. 40 mile an hour. Yeah, they were doing some kind of roadworks here. I don't know what it is. Yeah, so basically I'm going now to my friend. I got all my stuff, my clothes and everything, and I'm just going to go to my friend. And I sent her a message. I said, I'm coming. Because I don't know whether to spend because there's a funeral to go to, my aunt's funeral, but my wife is going to go and my daughters are going to go to that, and I'll stay at home with my son. I can't go to the funeral, no way. Although I'm doing well with the taper, I'm almost off, but I'm still quite fragile to certain things. The other morning, was it yesterday, I got so angry with my wife, ex-wife, or whatever it is. The person indoors. Usually the person indoors is a wife though, isn't it? So I don't know what to call her. It seems strange to call her my ex-wife. It's like weird. I'm living with my ex-wife. What does that mean? Oh, there's no shagging going on. Don't worry about that. There never was. How'd you get 3 kids then? Fairy godmother? Well, I always explain there are 3 occasions that the fairy godmother came down from heaven for about 10 minutes each time. And 2 times it was a miracle. The once. This one guy, he's I don't know, the manosphere, one of these YouTubers, because one of my viral video got 260,000 views. So what he does is he gets all these. He doesn't give a shit. What he does is he gets these high-ranking or high, like, viral videos, and he tries to not leapfrog, but hitch a ride on their success. So I've seen this with other videos. He takes other videos, or whoever does editing for him, he takes other videos and he comments on that video. Because it's got so many views, like hundreds of views or hundreds of thousands or million views, he not hijacks, but he hitches a ride, shall we say, so that he can get more subs, more views, so he can take something from that. I assume it's not going to be for the benefit, for my benefit, or from the goodness of his own heart. So he's one of these like alpha male stroke, God knows what they are. I'm a man kind of channel, Sigma, all these bloody buzzwords. And he was talking about, it was a terrible video, but it got 260 views. It went viral. So I didn't know how to talk on camera. Not that I do now, but I was I was more shy, more nervous. And I was just talking about, splitting up with my wife, not feeling alone and stuff like that. So I was talking about this thing, like I slept with my wife only 2 or 3 times, and I had 2 kids. And he says, no pull-out game, no pull-out game. That means you didn't pull out, right? Pull-out game. I did pull out. That's what he doesn't understand. When a woman is super fertile, she just takes a drop. Or if a man is super fertile, or if both are super fertile, then that's it. You can have the opposite of going all the way every day, and nothing is going to happen because they're not fertile. With me, I've been super fertile in my life, I tell you that. Nowadays, I don't know. Probably still would be. So I was going to say something stupid, but I have to control myself. I was going to say something like, if there's a war or something and there's no men, I'd sign up to inseminate all those young women for the next generation, right? To save the planet and all that. See, I was going to say something stupid like that. Luckily, I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't in the moment. So I kind of caught myself. I don't know what the hell they're doing here. They're resurfacing the road or whatever. So slow. adverse camber. Yeah, hopefully I'll make these lights. No, I won't. No, I won't. No. So I'm going to my friend's now. I sent her the message. It's early, so she's going to get the message, and hopefully she'll be ready. Because I said to her that I was going to come next week, not this week, because my son's got holidays. I want to spend time with my son and Christmas with him, and then spend New Year's with her. You know, I have to split myself, but now. Like every night I'm feeling sick, sneezing, night sweats, in the morning mucus, in the daytime my throat is sore. Because I spend my time in the kitchen. The kitchen is the warmest place, right? But it's also the place where you've got mold, where the heat makes contact with the cold, and you've got, how do you call it, problems with condensation and mold, right? So all the police are there, so I can't do it. I was going to do a left. Yeah. Why do you all go left? I don't get it. Police as well made a mistake. They were going left and they went right. So you can join me on my journey. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. It's difficult to talk when you're on the motorway and you've got cars or... I can't stand... You know, BMWs, they're one of the worst drivers because they've got a fast car. Usually they're young guys and they have to go right up your ass and then overtake you, which is fine. It's okay, I've got 3 nice dogs. You can come out and bully me and see what's going to happen to you. He'll get the shock of his life. This usually is a fast road, you see. That's why he just came out and he thought he was going to overtake, but oh, it's split into 2 lanes with a barrier in the middle. This is weird. It's usually not like this. Yeah, they're all puffed up with that fucking ego. The guy's so small. Either his seat is so low, you just see the top of his head. They like it that way because they think they're in a Formula 1 car. Because the lower to the ground you are, the more faster you feel that the car is moving. If you're higher up, you feel that you're less close to the ground, so you feel when I drive, I have to drive. Luckily, you guys are watching me, so I can relax. But if someone's too close to me, I feel like brake testing them. That's really bad, isn't it? I feel I'm being bullied, and I want to brake test them. Sorry, I was just seeing that the BMW overtook the police car, and it's 40 miles an hour. He's must be doing 50, and the police car doesn't even say anything. I'm staying behind the police car because I got 3 bloody dogs here. They'll probably stop me, so I know they're indicating they're going out. That's okay, so I can pick up the pace now. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Some people have said, oh, you know, living in a moldy house is terrible, really bad for your health. And one lady, I think a lady said she just moved, or she moved a year ago, or recently moved from a moldy house, and it was terrible. So I know it's really toxic, it's really bad. It's been linked to like cancer and dementia as well, those two. So I suppose if you live someplace long enough, so I just can't take it. You know, another night of night sweats, itchy, feeling itchy, mucus in the morning, bloody hell, so much mucus. So I sent a message to my friend. I said, it's okay, you don't have to get up. I'm thinking, you know, even if I stay in the car with the dogs until she wakes up, until later on, I don't care. I can't stay in that room. I can't stay in that house. It's a big house in the countryside and cold, and wet, damp, moldy. It's horrible, really horrible. I've never lived in a cold, moldy place ever in my life, never. So I don't understand this. You know, people say, oh, it's dangerous. And I've checked on, you know, I've seen videos, a few videos on it. And see, I'm leaking. I can't help it. My body is saying like, yeah, you're in trouble. You better get out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm physically getting out of the situation. Another prick. Can't wait to overtake, has to overtake on the inside. Alright. Seem to be in a hurry. Yeah, so that's the situation at the moment. Bunged up, tired because I haven't slept properly, and you know, thinking about what videos to make. You see, now if I go to my friends, I can't make those toy videos. I know some of you are saying, yippee, I can't do any shredding videos because I finally got the shredder to work. I can't do those videos because obviously I'm not there. Another prick. Okay, go overtake on the inside. It's good sometimes, especially at night times. In this road here is so dark. I let the people overtake me because then they're a marker. Otherwise, if you're the first car, you have to work so hard. Your eyes have to work so hard on, you know, knowing when the next turn is. You know, when you've got a car in front, you use that as a marker, so it's easier on the eyes. You know, it's less stressful. But it's daytime now. See, person's overtaken on the inside. Now there's traffic. What are you going to do? Stupid. Like, you've stressed yourself slightly just to overtake one car to get 10 meters in front, and that's it. You're not going anywhere. For the next half hour, you're not going anywhere. Like, instead of 20th in the queue, you're 19th. Wow, wowee. If you overtook someone and then there's no cars in front, and then you break the speed limit and get there 5 minutes before me, you know, all that stress for being in front of someone just 5 minutes, unless you're in a hurry. Yeah, so that's the situation today. I'm bringing 3 dogs with me. The ones that ran away last time. Bob didn't run, well, they all ran away, but Jerry, Sally and Bob, sorry, I'm bugged up, really bugged up, leaking. So Betty already was squealing and scratching. So no matter who I leave, they're gonna be like, Timmy's gonna be complaining, and David. Timmy's had his injection, you know, for the allergies. So I told my wife to put some ear drops in Betty's ear and clean her ear with a soft tissue, because she has a mite problem. Those mites, they I don't know, they create a brown or kind of black waxy substance, or maybe the wax in Betty's ear reacts to whatever I don't know, the mites or whatever it is in her. She's had this all her life. Yeah, Timmy, I told her to give Timmy sardines and some fish. Oh, I forgot to tell her there's tin sardines as well near the sink, so I'll have to send her a message later on. So I was thinking about my video last night, and I was thinking about some channels that I watch, and there's one channel that I really like, and he's kind of similar to me. You can go and watch his channel. It's Quachita Mountain Living, and he's got another channel called Dog Man, and he posts on both channels, and he does a kind of rambling type video like me, but his is more structured. You know, he's kind of more structured. He does ramble, but he's got a nice title. It seems to have a beginning, middle, and end. And yeah, he kind of rambles. He's more coherent than I am. So I've been checking his channel out, and he said that if anybody needs help, you know, just send me a text, email or something, and I'll give you a shout out. That's when he wasn't that famous, but now like, he's got 78,000 subscribers. I sent them an email and I said, "Oh, can you give me a shout out, please? I'm a fan." Nothing. I didn't hear anything from him. I assume it's because he's busy, because, you know, doing two videos a day or 5 days a week on one, and I think it's 5 days a week maybe, on the Dog Man channel, and a daily video on his Quachita, Quachita Mountain Living, and he's 59. He did the carnivore diet for a year now, and solved all his problems. So that's the reason I started listening to him. And then the kind of videos he does he does the same videos kind of over and over again, as we all do, I suppose. he talks about he kind of talks about touchy subjects, but he doesn't really, like, when he talks about trans, he says transvestirites. So he tries to avoid the algorithm, the AI, because YouTube now use Gemini, the AI, and it checks everything you say, not only the text, not only the description, your description and your titles, but what you say, and it reads the thumbnails as well. And I think it might actually soon, it will probably read. So if you want to avoid the AI, the censor, like for you to be censored, and you wanted to talk about like secret societies, you could put on a blackboard, something like I don't know, something controversial like the J word or sacrifice, SHILD, sacrifice, things like that, things that are really, really controversial, that you'll be either demonetized or you'll be in trouble if you do those kind of videos. So what people do is they might write down on a blackboard what they mean to say and point to it, or they might speak in code, so instead of saying PORN, they say corn. But even if you spell things out, AI will know. So it's getting to the point where you can't hide anything, you can't talk in code, because it will know. Unless you're if the code is so unintelligible that even your audience don't understand. So unless your audience know your code, and then you can talk in that code, certain words in code, so then you can avoid AI. So basically he does talk about certain subjects, but he's very, very he has that broad appeal because he doesn't really delve into these subjects too much, like race, or he does talk about things that are slightly sexist. He was saying that there's too many women in the government and in certain jobs, and I thought that was a bit over the top, but yeah, he has a right to say what he feels. But he kind of talks about, so what I'm trying to say is, I was thinking, maybe I can make videos like him, and I was trying to emulate his success, and I was thinking, wow, if only I can do videos like he does. And I was thinking, how could he do a video every day on these subjects? It's quite cool, I'm like really happy for him, and I see his success, like from a few thousand subscribers, and then boom, to 20, 30, 50, now 70, like 78. Hopefully he'll get to about 100,000. Well, definitely 100,000 in 2026. So he's made enough money. Like, there's many things in common with me. That's why I like to watch him. But he's American, and I don't understand certain American terms, sense of humor. My parents are Italian. I don't bloody understand the Italians. We used to go to Italy, and you see these programs, these comedy programs, and there's sarcasm and stuff. I didn't understand it. Like in China, I don't understand their sense of humor. It's weird, each country or culture has their own style. And believe me, some of them are weird. You just don't see the joke. Some jokes are like really childish, and they're all like laughing, slapping their thighs, and you think, well, why? What is so funny? I mean, it's slightly funny for a child, maybe. What is so funny? You know, for me, like, maybe because I got ADHD, but those brutal jokes like sexist, racist, like xenophobic, like, those are the funniest jokes, and you can't tell them. So we have to live in this miserable world without, but they can't stop you thinking naughty thoughts. They're not naughty anyway, they're naughty for them. And those anti-Italian jokes are so bloody funny. You can't say them. Anyway. Be careful, not say the Italian joke. You're racist. What would that be? Italianist. Sicilianist. Not laughing is important, the subject, Jero. I missed that Peppa Pig. Now I can't do any Peppa Pig videos until I get back home. David saying, yippee! I know, in his American accent. Yippee! I can't stand that Peppa Pig. Oh, I don't know his voice, what it sounds like. Yeah, so that's the situation at the moment. Driving to my friend's place. No cuts, no editing. If the dogs fart, you'll hear it. Probably won't, but I'll smell it. That's when all the doors, all the windows will be open. But Betty seems to do those terrible stinkers, because I think it's her age. Because as you age, the bowels and all these, you know, the nether regions get lax. It's true, isn't it? So when you reach a certain age, like 50, 60 or whatever, like when you go to, like some guy was telling me, when you go to the pee, you fart. And I was thinking, I wonder why that is. I wonder if it happens for women, like a woman in her 60s goes to do a pee and brrr. So it must be, I think it's because as you age, those areas become more lax. That's why women, when they reach a certain age, they need those incontinence you call them nappies, incontinence knickers, you know, that they advertise. Oh, no, hang on, what's the advert? Multiform. Oh no, that's the period thing, menstrual thing. But they advertise these these knickers. Keep you dry all day, and jumping around and all, throw water on it. I remember the first times they used to advertise the menstrual pads or whatever they are. My mum said, it's disgusting. Why do they have to show it on TV? I remember once my granddad, he was, you know, from Sicily, right? He came over to stay for a month or something, and there was a man and woman like kissing on the sofa, like making love. Well, not really, just like making the movement like that. And he said, "Bastardo," or in Italian, "Bastardo." I had to turn the TV off. Another uncle in Sicily, every time there was some smooching or something like that, where's the control? Turn it off. Switch it to another channel. Yeah, so going back to his channel, I was thinking, oh, I always feel kind of deflated. Where does that come from? I feel kind of deflated, you know, every few days I think, my channel's not doing well. I only get about 300 views if I'm lucky. Those toy videos get 100, 150 views. Some views where I talk about sadness or loneliness or something a bit more extreme, I might get 600 views. So that is, I think, the average, 300 to 600 views for a channel my size, 7,000. See, I just don't understand. That big lorry was right up my tail, right? And then it slowed down to turn in. Why? There's traffic, there's cars in front of me, I can't go any faster. The next car in front of me is about 10 meters, and the car in front of that is another, say, 10 meters, 20 meters. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I take it personally, don't I? But one of those things rammed up your ass. I mean, if that thing, like, if I have to brake, that thing will go right through me. Like this car will concertina into, those things, I don't know what they're called, those musical instruments. There's another bloody lorry now behind. Well, it's coming. It's a bit far. Ah, great, I've got a car in front of me now, behind me. So I was thinking, my channel is not the same. The subjects, like the whole vibe is different. So maybe it takes longer for my channel to it takes longer for my channel to grow, and maybe those connections are deeper, because I'm talking about really deeply personal stuff, and he doesn't go there. He doesn't go that deep, because he doesn't talk about depression or anything like that, because he doesn't have, I don't think he has, no clinical depression. Everyone gets depressed, right? But so my channel is like depression, relationship, divorce, being lonely, health. Come on, I'm making you go. So it's a different kind of channel, that's what I'm saying. So I was thinking, why am I comparing myself to someone who is different? He has his viewers, and they have his viewers, or his avatar is different. His avatar is probably male, over 60s. Some of them are carnivore. Some of them like the homesteading kind of lifestyle, like dogs maybe, I don't know, in the States probably. But that's the same as mine, whatever channel you have, you'll have, most of your viewers will be from the States, and but mind you, I think most of my viewers are from the UK still. And I think with me, I have a core group of people that follow me, and I think the relationship is, with the type of videos or type of subjects or things I talk about, a much deeper relationship. Like Brenda, for example. There's another one. There's a few of them women that I've pissed off. Always go on about women stuff. Don't trust women. I hate women and stuff like that. But they still come back because they are invested in me to see, what happens in my life, how I get on. It's just like checking up on a friend, like a man that is a bit like a dinosaur, but they still realize he's a good man deep down, although on the surface they don't like what he says, or some of the things he's like, she was saying, some of the things that you say, I hate what you say, but I like you. So she can discern, she can separate my actions from me, who I am. And that's that made me think, made me feel tearful actually. Yeah, because we talk a lot of bollocks sometimes, and the percentage of bollocks that I talk is quite high, and I don't know why it is, maybe because I want to be different, or maybe it's because I just am different, and sometimes I let it get the better of me. Sometimes I think, if my mum was alive, how would she react to my videos, some of the videos where I talk badly about women? I think because she's my mum, she would, always love me, and she knows that I'm not like that. It's just that in that moment, maybe I've had bad experiences, there are reasons why I talk like that, but it's just like racism, isn't it? You get these people that live in the countryside, these liberals, not only liberals, but people who are so-called right-wing, and they never lived with black people, ever, and never grew up, but they have these ideas, like the liberals, think well of black people, and black people, and the whites are the oppressors. They're all like brainwashed, and let them all in. We should let lots in. We've got lots of space, but not in my house though. I haven't got any room. Once you challenge them, you'll see that what they actually believe, what they think, via their actions. Let them all in. Refugees welcome. We're making a list of people who would like to put them into their, because I've seen a few videos like this. We'll put a few refugees into their homes. How many can you take? I'm renting at I've got no space. Yeah. When it comes down to it, let them all in, but not in my house, in your house, in your area. It's the same thing with the so-called, right-wing people live in the countryside that never met any black people before, but they don't like them because of what they hear, but they've never been around black people. So both are wrong, because they base their actions, their beliefs, not on experience, but on what they see, what they hear. I've lived in London. I've been stabbed by a black guy, mugged, robbed, house robbed, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend raped. Believe me, I've seen a lot of bad stuff, and most of the stuff was done by black guys. But I lived in an area where it was predominantly black for a certain period, and then it became gentrified. But then you'd have people that, our place was like an island, and an affluent island, and people used to come from outside and do their crime, and like 100%, nearly 100% black. So I could say good things about black guys and bad things. Believe me, there are a lot of bad things. But having said that, you feel sad for there's good black people who live in these areas and they can't get out. They're not bad. I know a girl that I used to go to school with as infant school, and then made friends with her again in London, in our area. A single mum, 2 or 3, I think 3 kids. I'm not saying anything about that, but she seemed so nice, really nice. But there's that connection with me and her when we were infants, like 6 years. I'm talking about, no, not 6. How old were we? about 8 years old of age, so like 50 years ago. Wow. But she's so nice, you know. I used to walk up the street with her to bring my kid to school, and you know, I felt like inviting her into the house and having something to eat, but I was going through some stuff with my dad. He was ill, and my wife, I don't know, she'd find it weird. Maybe a black woman is bringing a black woman in the house that she doesn't know, even though she's my friend. Enough said about that. Chinese people in general, I'm not talking about my wife, but in general, they are racist. I'll tell you. You don't know anything. Like, you know, racist. Well, anyway, yeah, so my experiences, if, for example, I said that, oh, I'm racist because I've had all these bad experiences, then you can understand the person. I'm not saying that. But you can understand the person. At least you can say, well, he's had bad experiences. Okay, it's understandable. But someone who lives in the countryside, he's never lived around black people and is racist. It doesn't make sense. How do you know there's not good people around? Well, from what I see on TV and from what people say. But until you experience it, you know, you never know. You might find a nice lady or some friends, and you might say, just as the conclusion that I've come to, yeah, there's a lot of bad, but there's a lot of good as well. And you know, if like there's no shooting and stabbing, no muggings, like they used to be in London, you know, you can actually live together harmoniously. And a lot of the black guys and friends that I had were funny, you know, very warm as well. So I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Going back to my channel anyway. My channel. So how the hell did I get to the racism bloody? Oh yeah. So he talks about race he tippy-toes around these subjects, because if you want to get a broad appeal, you want to get subscribers, you have to be kind of not rigid in your way of thinking. You have to be, and not too flexible as well. You have to, because you have to make that avatar, that specific person, happy. It's probably white, over 60s, American, probably divorced, loves the countryside, homesteading, things like that. So he has that particular audience. Me, I don't know what my audience is. I mean, I check, and my audience is around 60% male, 30% female, roughly, something like that. Over 60s, 55 to 65, but second the highest audience is I think 30 to 40 years of age. So geographic location, UK and the States second. I have some from Australia as well. I think Canada as well. So the Anglosphere. But my subject matter is totally different. So the things that he talks about, I can't really talk about, because that's what comes natural to him. So that's why he can pump out 2 videos a day on 2 channels, and you know, get titles, descriptions, And so, all it takes is a few of them to go viral, and that's how you get your subscribers. But none of my videos have gone viral apart from the trans one that got 10,000 views. It's not really viral. But the Lonely Night, that one went viral. So I might do another Lonely Night one, see what happens. There was a lot of the titles I did in the past were 55-year-old man in midlife crisis, 56-year-old man, 57-year-old man, because they seem to do well. And there was a Japanese guy who did that. He's a 50-year-old man in midlife crisis. He did really well, and he stopped suddenly because I think maybe his wife found out about his channel or his workplace, and now he started up again, and he's got a membership, and I don't know how he gets away with his videos. They're so cringy. Like, it's him sitting down and shows how he relieves his stress. Basically, he's playing some retro game. I don't know, but he's got a nice voice, so maybe he has that ASMR effect, something like that. Yeah, but he's got about 150,000 views, subscribers, so he's doing really well. So he just describes what he does on a day-to-day basis. He does complain, I'm so poor, stuff like that. He talks about his money situation with his wife. He has to look after his in-laws. So the conclusion I came with, I've arrived at my friend's house, by the way. The conclusion I got to was, I am not any of these people. I'm myself, and I talk about whatever's happening to me. But will my videos go viral? They might not, because maybe they don't have mass appeal. So I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll really start up the members section and see what happens. I tried the whispering thing. Maybe some people like that, but there are too many moving parts. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Anyway, I've gotten out of the mold now. I'm just going to go to my friends. I might crash on the floor, on a settee or somewhere. Okay, thanks for watching and spending your valuable time with me on this journey to my friends, and on the whole journey. Thanks for watching. Take care, and don't live in a moldy, cold, damp place. It's not good. I just need to move, sell the house, move out quickly, and keep whatever house I have. I'll keep that room warm. I don't ever want to have mold again in my house. And my wife says start looking for a place, so I'm going to start looking for a place on, is it Zoopla and all these places. Maybe just go to a estate agent and explain to them what I want. But I want to find a place that's not so damp, where a place is not likely to get flooded, because I don't want dampness, because the whole of the UK is bloody cold. I suppose as long as you have the house is warm, then it should be okay. That's why, like in London, all these people, I thought, oh yeah, they've got loads of money. When they come into the house, they strip everything, they knock down the walls. Partly it's because, like, when you strip away the carpets and things, there's bloody mold underneath as well. You never know. So you have to completely revamp the place. clean up the place and start afresh. Okay guys, I'll speak to you in the next video. Take care and bye.